And we are live. Welcome, brothers, to another show. We are here today in Medellin, Colombia. I'm going to let a few more people come on in the room as we go live. And once we get a few people in here, we're going to get the flowing. Now, today's discussion is tips on staying safe in Colombia and an update on the massive protests going on in Colombia as well. So just to give you guys a rundown, give you some updates. And, once we get a few people in the room, like I said before, we're going to go ahead and get the show started. So I want to welcome all the family on this beautiful day. Doing a little mental check-in with the brotherhood. Hope all is well. For my guys that are traveling overseas, I hope everything's going well with you guys. For my guys that's in the States, who's planning on traveling soon, I know you're excited about your trips coming up. So if you are planning on coming to Colombia, this is a very important video to watch, man, because right now it's a lot of things going on, and not just in Colombia, in the world, period, with everything from the pandemic. You have the protests. You have a lot of loss of jobs in these foreign countries. There's not a lot of aid being dished out by the government like it is in America. They don't get the loans and stuff like that. So right now, crime is kind of sprucing up a little bit, man. And I'm going to tell you guys on how you can stay safe, not only in Colombia, but overseas in general. Now, I'm going to do a more detailed video later on. Maybe sometime this week is going to come out. About some tips of staying safe overseas. I know we've gone through this time and time again, but this is something you got to kind of drill into travelers' heads, man, because if you are forewarned, you are forearmed, if that makes any sense. Staying safe is a priority in these countries. Staying safe is a priority at home as well. And I know the whole, talking subject is, it's dangerous in the States as well. Yeah, it is. But for the most part, where you're at in the States. You're aware of your surroundings more than likely. You know where to go, what not to do, and what not to wear in certain instances in your home cities, especially your home cities, right? But overseas, it's much different. You don't know your left from right many of the times. And recently, I heard from a Colombian friend of mine that some tourists were robbed right in front of the grocery store in Poblado in broad daylight. Okay. So because of that, it made me go ahead and make this live video. So let me give a brotherhood a few more tips, on staying safe. And, now, like I said, not only in Colombia, but overseas in general. Let me see who's all in the room. We got JM Ramiro in the building. He says, hi, Mr. Ferris. How you doing today, brother? We got Dutch 3251 in the building. He says, what's up, Aaron? It's Mike. We met when you was in the DR. How you doing, brother? Stay out the way and mind your business. That's right, bro, God. Let me go ahead and post that up. We got Dexter, I guess that's Texas, TX in the building. He says, what's up, Aaron? Miss you in the DR, but should be back in Colombia in August. Catch you then. That's what's going on. Veta Black says, carrot and ice pick. We got Travis. Hey, my boy Travis Tulliver. Hey, bro, I need you out here, brother. We ain't coming back to Colombia, man. We gotta hit the burpees. My boy Travis Tulliver got an 8-pack. What's going on, brother? We gotta do another show too, brother. We got KJC. I see our website updated. I will forward other URLs to the main site. I appreciate that, bro. We got 30 in the room. That's what's going on. So, fellas, I had a really good conversation yesterday with a friend of mine who's AfroLatina, and she was just giving me a rundown on how a lot of things work in Colombia, what's going on with the protests. She was telling me some situations where she got robbed a couple of times. She's actually from Cali, Colombia. It's a funny story, right? So I was asking her. I was like, hey, next time I come to Cali, Colombia, I'm going to look you up. If you're out there, you can show me around. She was like, yeah, Cali is lovely. It's beautiful. Lots of beautiful women. I'm going to love Cali. Then I asked her, I said, okay, that's cool. But will I be robbed when I go to Cali? And she was like, yeah, probably. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. I already go out there right now. She started laughing. And she told me some situations that happened to her as well. Because believe it or not only are tourists targeted, but women are targeted the majority of the time too, because they're carrying their purses, they tend to, carry a little bit more so they can just snatch the purse. They don't have to wait as long if it's a guy pulling out things out of each pocket or something like that, right? So right now, like I said earlier in the stream, some American tourists did get robbed broad daylight in front of a major grocery store. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the tips now because it's getting a little dark outside. I want to keep my light good. So one of the major tips, man, and I'm going to go back over this in the review at the end of the show, just in case more people come in the room as we get flowing. The biggest thing you can do is be aware of your surroundings at all times. Not only abroad, but at home as well, but it's specifically abroad, because what's happening is, people from outside areas will come to these tourist areas because they know you're pulling out money, you got cash on you, you want to have a good time, and the money you have in your pocket could be somewhat close to 2 months' salary to someone out here, to the average Colombian, right? So you really want to be careful about pulling out money at the ATMs. Okay, whatever time of the day, you want to really be careful about that. If you have a friend, go with a friend. That helps a lot to deter some things. The main thing that I see what's happening really here is you got to watch these guys on the motos, the moto conchos with the helmets on, man. Because what they're doing is they're just pulling up on people quickly, hopping off the bikes. It might be two to a bike. The one stays on the bike. The other one comes out with a little rusty revolver, and he's poking you with it. And he's telling you, get me. Now, the guys that got robbed in front of the grocery store, they got took for their cell phones, guys. So they're going to automatically assume that you have an iPhone 12. That's what the assumption is. It could be, a regular little phone. They're going to assume that you're American, that you have the brand new iPhone, the brand new Note 12 or whatnot. And that's what they're mainly going for, because they do have guys in Central, which is downtown Medellin, that, believe it or not, can break those phones. When I mean break, I mean they can, unlock the phones basically. And, that's going to be a nice little paycheck for them. You're talking about $1,200 phones here, $1,000 phones. That's their salary for maybe close to 4 or 5 months. Okay. So that's what's going on. They're really going for your phones, whatever you got in your pockets as well. Be careful about carrying your cards on you. I would carry only one card on me, because they do have somebody downtown as well that can make a carbon copy of your cards and try to get some stuff off your card as well. Now, when you go to the ATM machine, make sure that the ATM has not been tampered with. I know some of you brothers already know this because we all come from little inner cities, but make sure that you can tug on it. Make sure it's like no scanner. Just look at it. Just give it a good little glance. How people have been using it before you. Double, triple check. If you use the ATM and no money comes out, make sure you report that immediately, because that's going on as well. I believe at the Daviendo banks, it was an American tourist, a white guy that went to the bank. He tried to pull some money out. The money didn't come out, but they still charged him. So he had to call the bank and, get his refund as well. So guys, you want to be mindful of that. But like I said before, the biggest thing you can do is be always aware of your surroundings. This is what you won't want to do out here. Nowhere in Colombia. You don't want to be doing this. Man, what? Man. What up, dog? What's going on, man? Yeah, man, just left the ATM, dog. We better have a good time tonight, bro. Yeah, man. Because I've seen this. I've seen this before, believe it or not. I have seen that. I see guys with the jury on and everything. They just sitting there thinking like it's a la la land. And people are always watching. People are always watching in these streets. Like I say, most of you guys, probably already know this, because most of us grew up in inner cities. Some of us grew up in some dangerous neighborhoods. But some guys don't have a clue. That's the purpose of me doing this video. Because if you see somebody pulling up quickly on that motor concho, maybe a quick step back or look forward or going back in the store can save you. It could possibly save your life, because you're aware of your surroundings. I believe I was about to get robbed maybe a month ago out here. And I think what I did was, I remember correctly, because I felt it. I felt a couple of guys. I know how they do things out here. They'll put one in front of you and one behind you. And the one in front of you will turn around. He'll say something to you. Immediately you turn around and walk away, and they had a knife on you or the revolver on you. So I kind of saw it coming, you know, a little bit. You know, luckily I was raised by a police officer. So some people say I have police eyes because I'm always watching. And I just jetted out into the middle of the street. Now, maybe I was being a little paranoid, but when I looked over, they were definitely looking. That kind of let me know, okay, let me go ahead and buck this up. Same thing happened in Brazil with me and another homeboy from DC. We saw a lot of guys coming our way, a lot of Brazilians coming our way. We was like, cross the street. So being aware of your surroundings, man, sometimes you can catch it before it even gets there. You know, that's number one. Secondly, this is coming straight from the AfroLatina, Tina, what she was telling me. She was like, you Americans, Black Americans in particular, are pretty lucky because you do blend in. Most of the people getting robbed are like Europeans and Asians, people they know not really from here. The thing about being Black is it is a good population of Black Colombians here. Now, the Black Colombians here tend to be a little smaller, a little slimmer, but you do want to try to blend in if you can, possibility, especially in the downtown areas, near the barrios, anywhere outside Poblado. I know you guys want to stunt, you know, wear your jewelry, but this is not the place. South America is not the place to be wearing jewelry. Now, keep in mind, I do have friends that might have a little jewelry on, but they Colombian veterans. A lot of people might know them. They might know how they roll. They might understand that that particular person is connected, you know, because you do have associations out here, people that own businesses out here, and, you know, it's the sub-government underneath that. So people quickly will know who you are and who not to mess with. And you do have some brothers out here like that, you know, that are friends of mine that people know not to lay their hands off of because they might have the connections like that, but they don't know you. They assume that you're here for a weekend or two, you know, whatever. So they're going to look at you like you something to eat. I'm just going to be honest with you. It does not matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how tough you are. They know you're not from here at the end of the day. Okay. That's the main situation. They know you're not from here. They know you don't know your left from the right. They can sense it. They can feel it. You know, another little key tip is don't tell all your business, man. You know, I know you probably thinking like, man, come on, Ferris, we should know this. But you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Don't tell anybody when you're leaving. Don't tell everybody where you're staying. Don't sit here and have a conversation with a beautiful woman. You're thinking, okay, she's this, she's that. She's cool. Yeah, my building don't have no security. I live in an apartment such and such. You know what I'm saying? 1010 in the building. There's no security at night. You know, yeah, baby, just come on by. Just keep in mind, things are rough out here, even when they work the 9 to 5s. And be especially careful if she tells you you're a student. Now, I'm going to say this. There have been a lot of situations where guys meet these women on social media, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Tinder, whether it be Cupid, Love Cupid, and they have this assumption that what she's telling you is the truth. They just caught I think it was called La Toxitas or something, La Toxitas, which was a Colombian robbing crew. What they had was an older Colombian guy, had a few girls, and what these girls would do is they would, you know, be on Instagrams and the social media, the Tinders, and they basically would set these tourists up all day, every day, drugging. They actually have a video or a surveillance video of the Colombian guy speaking, of course, in Spanish to the girls on exactly what to do. Like he was laying it out, plan by plan. You know, hey, get in there, look around, you know, put something in his little drink, you know, put it on your breast. That's another key tip. If you out here running these streets, right, however you getting it, you getting it. You remember, as soon as they get to the house, I don't care if you met her on social media. I don't care where you met her at, bro. Throw her ass in the shower, okay? Because after that scopolamine on their breasts, you get the motorboating, and then next thing you know, you wake up in the morning, all your stuff gone. It's happened time and time again. I hear the stories all the time. So you just want to, you know, be on your P's and Q's at all times. And I'm going to say this in a more detailed video that I'm going to release sometime this week. But these are just some key tips, you know. Another big thing, okay, another big deterrent is getting an apartment, okay, that has specific locks till you can lock yourself in, right? So say like my apartment, you know, my lock in my apartment, I can lock someone in, take the key, throw it somewhere, you know, they can't go anywhere. until you get up, locate the key, and let them out. That is a big deterrent right there. If that girl knows she can't leave without you, she's going to be sitting here like, damn, I drugged this cat and I can't even leave the damn building. You know, she might try to call somebody, but by that time, they'll know what's going on. If somebody comes in that building trying to open that door from the outside, security will know. And security, for the most part, be on it out here, man. Security is a big time deterrent out here. What's happening most of the time is the girls might throw something in your drink. You know, you pass out, you tell them where everything's at, and, you know, in the middle of the night, they dip off with all your stuff. There was some cats down here. I'm not going to say their names, so I know they're watching the video. But they got robbed out here in the first 8 hours, you know, and I gave them the little pre-warning talk. You know, I'm like, hey, man, be careful out here. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Such and such and such. Just like that. They got. Let me holler at the chat real quick, man. And then we're going to get into what's going on with the protest out here. Jay Romero, do we provide any insurance yet? No, brother, we do not. Oh, Facebook user. I don't see your name, brother, but he made a very good point. Also, real quick, fellas, the main Facebook group has been disabled by Facebook. The good news is we do have somebody looking into it. So hopefully the group will be back up. You know, we're not sure how long the process is going to take. But the reason they took down the group, it was for nudity and sexual activity, and there was none. The post was literally about stocks. It was a screenshot of some guy showing some stocks, and that's the post that got the group taken down. So hopefully it'll be back up. But into the meantime, join the backup group, Blackmentravels 2.0. That's in the description. Now, the Facebook user says, got to watch out them cops out there. They try to shake me down almost every night. Okay, this is very important. This is a very important tip, guys. Mainly what happens is they set these little roadblocks and they work with the taxi drivers. Okay, I hate to put all this stuff out here, but I gotta warn you guys. Like I say, forewarning is forewarning, basically. So I gotta keep it real. Colombia is still one of the best places in the world, man. Medellin is one of the beautiful cities in the world. Beautiful women everywhere. The people are great. They're very nice, very genuine, man. You know, it's not a really scammy city country, but you know, it is relatively a poor country. And when you have a poor country and you coming in as American, you're going to be targeted. So I got to go ahead and put this out there for you. Now, what the police do is sometimes the police will work with the taxi drivers, and the taxi driver will go out his way, right, to go through the little roadblock. They're going to search you, right? And if they find anything, they're not going to take you to jail. They're going to tell you how many ways they can handle the situation. Not all. Let me make this disclaimer because I know people are watching the video. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, harassed by, you know, most of the police are official out here, great police officers. But some will pull you over and they'll say, hey, man, what's this right here? You know, whether it be weed, whatever, Tootsie, whatever, you know, whatever you got in your pocket. They'll say, hey, man, we got 300,000 ways to solve this. You know what I'm saying? Now, it has been some instances what I've heard that they have shaken down some guys. If you speak fluent Spanish, I've seen guys get out of that because they spoke fluent Spanish with no problems. They are threatening to take you down to the station, which you can say, okay, take me down to the station. They don't want to take you to the station because they know what they're saying. It's some BS. Same thing happens in the DR. Okay, same things happen in Jamaica. It happens, you know, Mexico, all over. The best thing to do, you know, if it's a real deal shakedown, is go ahead and throw them a few dollars, and they go about their way. You go about your way, and you just stay safe. That's my suggestion. Let me go ahead and holler shut the chat. Shout out to my brother Jay Clyde in the building. What's going on, brother? Jay Clyde makes a very good point, and I go to ATMs in Pacific stores as well. That they're way more safer than going to any ATM out on the street. He says ATMs in the mall are a good safety tool. Salute. Shout out to my brother Jay Clyde. I chopped it up with him a couple of days ago. Travel well, bro. Travel well. We got Zeke in the building. Okay. We got another good comment right here, brother. He says, my best friend was just set up by a bar he frequents for dates in Medellin. The bartender called someone, robbed him, Luckily, he was persistent and got the whole thing on tape. Exactly, man. You gotta, like I said, that's a perfect scenario of what happens here sometimes. Okay, and this guy said he goes to that bartender often. I mean, he goes to that bar often, and you can see what happened. So you gotta be real careful out here, man. You gotta be real mindful out here, man. Let me go ahead and highlight some of the comments. Shout out to my brother Travis Tolliver once again. He says, "You think Cartagena women are worse regarding getting robbed? I got my first experience in Cartagena, wicked demons. Man, truthfully told, I think you can get robbed anywhere. I have heard some things in Cartagena as well, but in Medellin it goes down too. So you just gotta be real aware. Ask that woman a lot of questions too. If something doesn't add up, leave her where she stands, bro. If something just doesn't add up, leave her where she stands. Because a woman that's living legitimate lifestyle should have no problem answering questions. You can be the paranoid tourist. It's okay. All right. They really like you. They will understand why you're asking them so many questions. Oh, you have a job? Where do you work? Oh, you go to school? Where do you go to school at? You know, who do you live with? Where do you live? Can I see your ID? You know, oh, you're beautiful. I don't care if she's 45 years old, 50 looking. Oh, you're so beautiful. You look so young. ¿Cuánto años tienes? Let me see how old you are. Let me see your cellular. You know, just to kind of get a little visual. You can even take a pic of it on their ass. Boom. You know, they're going to be like, what, you know, what's going on? Let them know that you're very attentive. You're a very attentive man. You can tell them whatever you want to tell them, you know, ex-CIA, whatever makes you feel safer. Okay. And if she starts to back off, you'll see what she was about. Another thing, if you are participating in, you know, a certain, you know, fuckery or something, you know, certain lifestyle, make sure that you're, how can I put this? Extra safe, okay? Extra safe. Let them know that, you know, you're very cognizant of what's going on around. Let them know that you're a veteran, all that good stuff. Like you're not a newbie, and that will deter some things as well. If they say something that's too good to be true, you know, it's probably too good to be true. Okay, and that's kind of what happened to some of my boys a couple of nights ago. It was a little too good to be true. Wake up, some of his stuff was gone. So keep that in mind too. Nate in your state. Shout out to my brother Nate in your state. He says they don't want us sharing about stocks. You know what, man? It's very interesting. Like I said in the show Sunday, we know Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. That, you know, no, they don't want to see 8,000 black men sharing ways to gain resources without having to work for somebody. Okay, that's very true. The post literally was about stocks, and I'm gonna get to some more safety tips in a minute, and we're gonna cover the protests as well. But for the reason the group was taken down, you know, like my brother Cardell say, they was messing with us from the jump, bro. I mean, they were flagging, they was notifying us of really silly little comments, bro. We pretty much abide by the majority, 95% of the community's guidelines. Now, were some of the posts maybe a little reckless that we didn't catch? Probably so. But sometimes they will flag a post from 6 months ago, you know, and it'd be something really simple, you know. That's why I try to stay away from the politics and the religion, because they're very ultra sensitive about language, politics, and religion. Okay, super sensitive about anything anti-vaccination, you know, anything like that. They would try to flag it and say, "Hey, you went against our community guidelines," and this is why it's important for us to control the narrative and have our own platforms, especially in 2021, where it doesn't cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to build your own mobile app or your own personal website. Black men need to be able to conversate and have conversations amongst each other. That's very important, like every other race of man do, without being flagged. I'm pretty sure you got, you know, Facebook went to trial for not taking down, you know, racial groups and fan pages and stuff. Okay, they kept them up. So they had all these racist Facebook groups, people connecting on Facebook, the Proud Boys on Facebook saying all types of racial stuff. They keep that up. Because that's just the boys having fun. But you got 8,000 black men talking about stocks and travel in the world. That's a touchy little subject, especially a group called Blackmentravels, a group that's specifically tailored for men of color, black men. Okay. So yeah, they looked at it like, okay, what's going on here? This group is going pretty fast. They're getting almost 100 guys, every couple of days. We got to check in and see what's going on with that. We got 116 in the room, man. Do me your boy a favor, hit that like button. All right. So let's go to another safety tip, fellas. I think we covered the don't attract attention. Let's see here. Oh, one of the biggest tips I can give you guys, especially if you're moving around solo, is stay relatively sober, man. I know you want to go out and have a few drinks. You might have that bad night. Sometimes with alcohol, you might have the same drinks and you wondering like, why am I more drunk than I usually am? I only had 3-4 drinks. It really depends on what you eat as well. If you've been eating sugary stuff all day, the alcohol kick in, it might give it more of a boost than usual, man. So you got to be mindful of that, man. I saw a guy stumbling around parking areas and we had to give him a little check. My boy Mick was like, hey, bro, hey, tighten up, bro. You out here 1 o'clock in the morning stumbling around, bro, hey, hop in the taxi, man. We had to roll 4 deep to get him back to the crib. But that's the point of the brotherhood right there. It's looking out for one another. You see another brother, especially if it's a brother you recognize or a brother in the group, you see him kind of not on his A game. He out here maybe just having a good time. Maybe he had a few too many. Hey, put him to the side, Now, if he an asshole, let him go on. There's some guys out here that I'll try to kind of be, hey, bro, you good? And kind of look at me like, whatever, nigga. That's cool, man. Let a man be a man. Let him do what he do. But if you see a guy that might be stumbling around, don't be that guy. But you see a guy kind of stumbling around, kind of, check him a little bit. Hey, brother, you good? You straight? You know what I'm saying? Tighten up, bro. You got people always watching out here, bro. They will rob you out here. There's no doubt. If we had like a hidden camera or something, we did like a little hidden camera type of thing, and I'm acting like I'm drunk, walking around with my cell phone out, I give it 10, 15 minutes before somebody pull up on that border concho. Hey, amigo, mi hermano, hey, give me what you got. Boom, you're gone. I think the AfroLatina was telling me how they got her is they pulled up on her and they basically said they was part of the community watch, the neighborhood watch, their equivalent of the neighborhood watch, right? And they was like, hey, you was talking about drugs. We heard you. You talking about drugs on your phone. Give me your phone so we can check it. And she was like, what? I was just talking on my phone with my friend. I'm not talking about no drugs. Well, let me see your phone so we can check. She gave the guy the phone, and he was like, all right, thank you. You know what it is. And simply took off with her phone just like that. So it goes down out here, trust me. All right. We got to shoot for cameras in the room. Oh, also, man, I want to give you guys a shout out. All the brothers that's purchasing the merch. We selling t-shirts like crazy, man. I really appreciate that, fellas. Supporting the brotherhood. Brothers are coming out here buying shirts off me. They're getting them online. If you want a shirt, man, because a lot of guys hit me in the comments saying, hey, man, how can I get a shirt? Description. The link is in the actual description, man, to copy one of the BMT t-shirts, man. And it's a good feeling being overseas and being part or associated with a group. And you seeing some guys with a BMT shirt on, you say, hey, man, what's up, guys? I'm in the group too. And then right there, boom, you got a connection. Because one of the biggest safety tips that I can give you is connecting with veteran travelers. I can't stress that enough, man. Get there with some brothers that's been there before. They can give you the layout of the land. I mean, befriending locals is cool, but you're going to get, you never know. Let's put it that way. You never know. You're much better off talking with another brother and say, hey, man, asking a few questions, this, that, and the other. Is it safe over here? What are the women like? What's going on? Where I go, where I can stay at. You're going to go a long way doing that than just asking random people. Now, there's nothing wrong with exploring, I do it sometimes as well, but you still want to do your due diligence and your homework, and that's doing your homework, connecting with veteran travelers. Now, we got 123 in the room. Appreciate everybody joining the show. Shout out to Rigo Taxi, says join the Facebook group Blackman 2.0. We almost at 800, man. Let's see if we can go ahead and get to 1,000 before the end of the week. Now, fellas, there is a countrywide protest going on in Colombia tomorrow, all right? Wednesday. Now, is it going to affect the area that most of us are in, which is the Poblado area? I talked to an Uber driver today. He said no. I asked him why. I said, why are there not protests in Poblado? He says, because people in Poblado have money. The only people that lives in Poblado are people with money and tourists. You know, Americans, Europeans, different expats are in Poblado. So the Poblado area, like the area where, you know, the $1 Million Mile at, you know, right around Parque Years, the main street, the main road, should be good. Now, the issue that's going to happen is that a lot of roads are going to be probably blocked off going into, you know, leaving different areas, right? So if you're trying to party tomorrow, you might not see a lot of the beautiful ladies like you would usually see because they're probably going to be stuck where they're at. You know, it's so bad in Cali, Colombia right now that they have certain roads blocked off and people can't even get to their jobs without paying the police to get to their jobs or paying the police to get home. So many people have just staying home in Cali, Colombia. I don't anticipate that being a problem here in Poblado area, but I will say that when I was at the grocery store today, it was packed. And usually when the grocery store is packed around 2 o'clock, that means either it's going to be some bad weather or it's going to be a shutdown. You know, maybe it's another pandemic shutdown of the government, or they're anticipating something might happen, but they might not be able to get to the grocery store, or some of the roads might be shut down. So you guys want to be mindful of that. If you're here, you know, you might want to just bunker down till you see exactly what's going on. Just don't go outside. Make sure you visit the Facebook group to see. I do update and say, hey, man, it's cool. You know, everything's good. Or I say, hey, man, you might want to bunker down right now. Now, keep in mind during these protests, nobody's out here targeting tourists or anything like that. But, you know, during these protests, man, it can get real ugly real fast. Because from what my friend was telling me, she said she doesn't understand why they're still protesting because the president said they're not going to do the tax hike. You know, so right now they're protesting really because of they need more economic opportunities here at the end of the day. They just need more. They need more assistance for the government to tell these private companies to, hey, man, pay these people right. So they're really protesting inequality right now. So it started off with the 19% tax hike, and now it's going into something a little different. This is what she's telling me now. I'm not just making this up out there. She's telling me this. She said, you know, people want to have access to better benefits. They want to have access to better jobs. They want to get paid more. She's like, Aaron, an engineer here makes $300 a week or a month. It's either a week or a month. I'm not sure. It might have been, I think, a week, $300 US a week or something like that. She said, how much do engineers make in the States? I said, you can double, triple that number. They probably make now an engineer is probably making close to 150 grand easy starting out. So these are the things that they're protesting about. A couple of days ago, they actually had a protest in Santa Fe, in front of Santa Fe Mall on the main strip. Now, this is more of a peaceful protest. They had all the flags out and they marched. But, you know, right now, you know, it's a little political unrest right now in combination with the pandemic. So it's a lot. I'll have to chat. Marty W. So Checking Effect still doing videos on chicks in Cali. Okay, brother. Shout out to Checking Effect. Rubber Band Man. What's going on, Rubber Band Man? What's good with you, brother? All right. I got Jarius Williams. He asked, not sure if we discussed it or not. What's the difference in the BMT 2.0 Facebook group? It's basically the backup Facebook group, bro. Okay. It's the backup Facebook group. The group is taken down Sunday for violating community standards. There was no community standards violated, but you know, they took it down. Hopefully it'll be back up. So for right now, until we get our own social media app, you know, going on our personal website, our private website, then this is what we got to roll with right now, just to keep the brotherhood connected and going together. Not about to stop lying about it. Okay, brother, got you. LP. Man, Jonathan, I think that's just my seat. He says, when BMT going to Asia? Brother, as soon as Asia gets back open, I will be in Asia. I've heard so many good things about Thailand, the Philippines, Vietnam. So as soon as it opens back up, I'll be there. Maybe Brazil be next, South Africa, Asia. I'm not really sure yet. I'm still trying to plan things out. But yeah, as soon as Asia opens back up, we will be in Asia. Shout out to the Facebook user, brother. I can't see your name, but he says, I'm still out here in Cali. Love this place, but it can get real fast. I hear that a lot about Cali, and these are people from Cali. Everybody from Cali, I'd be like, is Cali safe? Is LA? They say the same thing. Oh, Cali has the most beautiful women in Colombia, the most beautiful AfroLatinas in Colombia. Make sure you learn how to dance salsa. It's a salsa capital. But you don't want to walk around at night. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Cali can get pretty, like you said, can get really real fast. But I will be in Cali soon, though. What's going on, Joe? How you doing, brother? We're anticipating that the app will be done within the next 2 to 3 months, brother. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. Fellas, I just want to give you a quick little check-in, give you guys some safety tips, just kind of give you a temperature check of what's going on in Colombia. Colombia, Medellin is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, with the most beautiful women in the world. So, but I still want you guys to be mindful and be aware of your surroundings, because things do go down. It's still a relatively poor country, and you just gotta be very careful out here. People do get robbed out here quite often. So just want to really be careful in your endeavors in Colombia. Well, fellas, that's the show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Got some tips. Probably do another live tomorrow. Shout out to my brothers in the chat room. Like I said before, man, do your boy a favor. Do you guys solid. Make sure you join the Blackmentravels 2.0 Facebook group, and it will be going private June 3rd. It takes a few days for Facebook to make the group private for whatever reason. I can't wait till we get off Facebook, because all these little rules and regulations is just trash, man. Like I said, they've been messing with us from day one, man. The fact that I named the group Blackmentravels, they had a magnifying glass to see what we're talking about. I don't think they even had an issue truly with women being posted in the group. Okay, now the women were all had clothes on, right? But I think they were really worried about 8,000 brothers really chopping up with each other, talking about stock tips, how to make money, talking about crypto. That's like a little mini military or something, really getting their stuff together, and brothers were really connecting with each other in that group. Now, we go back and forth all the time, which is cool, because men gonna go back and forth. As a man, you are entitled to your opinion, bro. Now, I want to make that perfectly clear. You can do you as a man. You your own independent country, bro. Okay, you make the rules, laws, and regulation in the life that you live, and I don't dictate what you do. That's why the whole debate about how brothers are moving, I don't really get involved into it. I let brothers do what they do. Okay, because men are going to be men. I want brothers to kind of get out of that mindset of trying to control the lives of other men. It's just not going to happen. And shame is not going to work. Men are going to do them at the end of the day. Okay, they're going to do them. It's better if men can come together and still build with each other, regardless of our differences, because every other race of man does it, bro. Okay, we shouldn't let little small minor differences stop us from building with other black men. We don't have to be best friends to build, brothers. Okay, you don't have to be the ace boom coon. Oh man, I don't like this cat, so I'm not doing no business with this cat. No. It's business at the end of the day. Sometimes it's better to do business with somebody that you're not the coolest, have the coolest relationship with, because now you guys are really watching how each other are moving more. Okay, it's important for us to rebuild the trust for each other, because we only really got each other, man. If you haven't noticed that yet, I don't know how many of you joined the movement, how many of you guys are up to date on what goes on in the black manosphere. But if you don't have an understanding that we all we got, that's going to be a problem, man. Stop with the whole one-man army. I can defeat everybody by myself. That's not how this game works. This game works by this group of men controlling these resources, this group of men controlling these resources, these group of men dominate these resources over here, they're over here, they're over there. It's not he's over here, he's over there. No. Okay? It's this group of men is over here. And guess what that other group of men are not worried about? They're not worried about what the other group of what these other guys within that group are doing for their entertainment. Okay? That's the last thing on their mind. What they're thinking about is how do we dominate? Okay? How do we can keep control over this landmass from outside invaders? And that's been going on since the beginning of time. The world has never been a cakewalk. All right. It's never been the fluffy little world that, we grew up, and I was looking at some old cartoons, just for a little nostalgia. And the cartoons that the guys in the 80s and 90s are so much different than the cartoons now. Because I was watching like an old little Transformers, like a couple of minutes. And I was like, damn, Transformers was kind of like, it was a real cartoon a little bit. G.I. Joe was real. Like, it was okay for boys to be little masculine, little rough boys back in the 80s and 90s. Now, not so much. Now you got, same-sex characters and everything now. I'm like, damn, that's kind of young for kids to be looking at that. That's the way to temper down the masculinity in society. Because when we was growing up, it was cool to scrap, fight, go back and forth. We had our little plastic guns, little water guns. You know how it was growing up. We stayed outside all day. We got dirty. We didn't want to come in. We were rough little boys, and rough little boys grow into rough little men. We had our trades, we didn't mind working hard. Now everything is different, man. So, hold on to that masculinity, brothers, at all costs. Make sure you raise these boys, man, because it's a war going on with the black youth, man. These guys are threatened with this new age of technology that, kids can sit on their computers and make money. You got kids, 12, 15, $60,000, they're wrong with the account, okay? Things are changing. They're changing pretty fast. And they're trying to, because they don't want to lose the base, right? The base of black men ripping off all their talents, okay? They want to keep us on that little pipeline to where they can cap off our talents, bro. Like I said before in the earlier stream, a lot of brothers don't even know the true history of what drove the industrial age. Okay, where are all these white men now that are inventing all these new technologies? Where are they at now? Okay, they improve on technology for the most part, but a lot of those ground floor inventions, right? A lot of stuff, man. The stoplight. The refrigerator, all types of stuff. We was driving that. Black Americans, okay? We was driving a lot of the industrial age. We just couldn't afford to get it patented. So it would get taken from us. Because let me ask you this. Who has more initiative, right? Who has more drive to invent something? A poor man or a rich man? A man that's given resources to him, or a man that has to come out of stuff with thin air? You got brothers in the Bronx that created hip hop, which is still a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. Came up with it out of thin air. It's not a lot of group of men that can do that, man. That's why the war is always going. I know we're kind of going through something a little different right now. This is a little bit more political than travel, but I just want you guys to know why it's important to travel, especially with your sons, man. Your daughters, get them out of that matrix for a little while. Let them free. Let them kind of like, okay, let them explore the world with you. That's going to help them a lot in their development, man. Especially when you realize that, okay, you got brothers out here that's owning multi-million-dollar businesses overseas. Interesting. Let me get to that super chat. Shout out to the Rubber Band for the $5 super chat. Yo, when I say sister south of the border, I'm talking about AfroLatinas. I'm going to do a video. I'm still working on that video, by the way, man, on where you can find AfroLatinas, specifically in Medellin, Colombia. We all know that they're in Barranquilla and Cali, Colombia, but they do have bars that Afro-Latinas frequent, man. I'm telling you, when you go to these bars, they there. They look as they go from looking super exotic to women you will see right in your own neighborhood in America, man. It's a beautiful thing, and they're so different. All right, they are so different, right? It's funny. You're gonna be surprised, man. So I'm gonna do that video soon, bro. What do you say? Tens walking around every 3 seconds. Yep, that's very true. And don't slip on that. The Venezuelans, man. Venezuelans, whoo, they're beautiful. They are beautiful. One of my homeboys just like, man, Venezuelan women look like black women with good hair. I was like, you tripping, bro. Because the good hair is by definition of what you think good hair is. But yeah, you got some Venezuelan women with some beautiful hair. I will say that, though. Shout out to King Dome. I believe that's Bank Seafood for the $4.99 super chat. Says Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street all day. Black Wall Street all day. Yeah, man. The thing about it is here, especially in Medellin, you can get a beautiful Afro-Latina woman, man, because you being American is something they can kind of brag about, right? They can say, hey, I'm dating an American guy. And it's not because, they're trying to escape to the States and they want to use you. It's not that, man. They truly do love, black men. They love black American men. It is what it is. They love our culture. And the funny thing is, as I'm having a conversation with this Afro-Latina from Cali, she knows everything that goes on in America. It's almost scary. I'm like, how do you know this? And she's like, I know because, I listen to YouTube, I have friends. And she was telling me how the women in North America are a little too independent, basically, right? She was just saying, she was like, I don't really understand why, y'all want to get along. Y'all both doing well. Y'all educated. Y'all got money. You would think y'all could, get along enough. But I see a lot of Black American guys coming out here, and her whole complaint was that Black American men, and I'm gonna have her on the show too, by the way, sexy as hell. She was saying that all the Black American men are going for the lighter complected Latinas. And I said that's not true. I said you got a lot of Black American men that love Afro-Latinas. She's like, yeah, but the lighter ones, they don't like the dark skinned girls. I'm like, that's not true. I said, that's not true. I said, because she was about maybe my complexion. And it's just this little light civil war for American men in Colombia. I'm telling you that right now. It's like a little light civil war with the little Afro-Latinas and the little, the lighter women, and they rock with each other a little bit. But when it comes to the American men, high value men, they and they'll say, and you will see it, you will hear it. Like I've heard Colombian women talk about the fake hair that some of the African, and it's not a lot of weave out here, but they'll say things like, "Oh, she got fake hair," because they look at music videos. They be like, the first thing they say is, "Oh, her hair is no real. It's not really mente. It's no real." But the Afro-Latinas will say that the lighter girls have fake bodies, so they'll be like, "Oh, look at that! Look at her fake booty. You like them fake butts, don't you?" I'm like, nah, like plastic. She was like, yeah, you Americans like that plastico because you like them girls. So they going for you, bro. They going for you. And when you do select the Afro-Latina, it's like she's one. She's one. She's walking in any venue with you holding your hand tight. Because when the lighter Paisa girls see you with the Afro-Latina, they started looking. I mean, it happens every time, bro. Without fail, your girl go to the bathroom, they out there looking. Is that your novio? Tu novio? Novia, not novio, novia. That's novio's boyfriend. They'll say, is that your girl? That's your girl? They'll start trying to wink their eye. They will stare at you, everything, because they want you. All right. Shout out to Charles Keys, seen with $10 super chat. He has a very good point. He says, U.S. is for making money here. Don't raise your sons here. Man, I'm going to tell you what I love to see. I love to see brothers traveling with their boys. Their kids in general, their daughters too. But when the brother tell me, hey, man, my son out here, I'm like, damn, that's what's up. Can you imagine growing up and your dad traveling with your father? That's what's up, man. So, yeah, that's going to come with you twofold when he gets older, man. Yeah, man, Rubber Band, the $5 super chat again. Appreciate that, brother. He says, lighter girls be chasing dark brother down. Man, I'm telling you, man, when I say it's a civil war out here going on for brothers, White guys do their thing too. I'm not gonna front. White guys do their thing too out here. But man, they love Black American men, brothers. I can't stress this enough. Anybody would tell you that because it's really more classism than it is racism in South America. It's really all about class. But yeah, man, Afro-Latinas, you will get you a beautiful, submissive, phenotypically Black woman out here all day, bro. Some people say that's all I date. I date whoever really. But yeah, I tend to kind of veer to the Afro-Latinas because of the food. Because the food out here can be an issue, right? I'm letting you guys know that right now. So the Afro-Latinas, especially the ones from the coast, cook a totally different palette of food from the women in Medellin. Okay, like totally different. And that's I'm letting you know that little tip is gonna come in very handy when you decide who you're gonna really mess with for a long-term relationship out here. Okay, because the food, woo, boy, you want an Afro-Latina in that kitchen. Just put it that way. They cook a whole seasoned up, good, just like mama's down south cooking. They do it up for you. Other girls, not so much. Just putting that out there. Let me hit some of the chat. Brothers are paying $5,000 to get Colombian wives. We need to start dating service to get some of the fools money. I don't know anything about that, brother. I haven't heard of brothers paying $5K for no Colombian wives, brother. He said, Nate in your state says Black men did make the cell phone, the stop sign, traffic light, everything. And let me say this. It was actually, okay, it's been proven. You can look it up that a Black man invented the internet as well. Because they talking about Al Gore invented the internet. Al Gore? Really? He invented the internet? Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. The same guy, Thomas Edison, who's supposed to invent the light, it was a brother working, I forgot the brother's name. It was a brother working for him that had so many other inventions. Like, you just kind of do the math, brothers, man, I'm telling you, man. Woo, I'm telling you, bro, we created a lot of stuff. Marty W says, through ColombianSingles.com. Like I said, brother, I don't know anything about that. It's a possibility. Maybe that's a dowry to the family, $5,000. I'm not sure, but I don't know anything about that, man. Brothers paying to get wives because you really don't have to do that out here. That's very strange. It's not like that Eastern culture where you're paying a dowry to the family or anything like that. These women out here in South America, they pretty. They just want to date and have a good time. It's gonna get to a point, man, where Lewis Letterman, thank you, sir. It gets to a point out here in Colombia when you live here, man, where you really got to take a step back, because you're going to have so many women, coming at you in all type of different ways. So, just take your time with it. And I was telling the brother today, he asked me, can you get a genuine woman out here in Colombia? And I said, hell to the hell, yes. Yes, you can. You can get a very good woman out here, but it's going to take some time and you have to learn Spanish. Even if she speaks English, she's going to want to bring you around her family. They're going to, I've had that situation where I go to the family house and they don't speak a word of English. And I'm in here trying to, translate, bringing this translator out just breaks up the whole flow. Because they'd be like, they really want to conversate with you and ask you 1,000,001 questions. So getting your Spanish game, man, and Spanish is one of the languages that might take some time. The average person, it takes them about a year to get to a good level. Spanish with Paul is a great resource as well. But you have to learn Spanish. You have to invest in Colombia, bro, if you want a real, genuine relationship, okay? And the thing about Colombian women is they're very territorial, no matter what they tell you. Because the one from yesterday, she was telling me, I'm not like that. I'm like, yes, you are. Okay? They are. They get, and they feeling us very fast out here, bro, because it's a romance culture. And they want you all to themselves, okay? So keep that in mind. Colombia 700. See, I'm not familiar with this Colombian singles company, man. Be honest with you. If you are planning on traveling down to Colombia, now I said this before, to be careful on the dating apps. Be very careful. Ask a lot of questions. Make sure that you pick the location every time. Never let her pick the location. I don't care if it's in public. You pick the location. Even if you got to ask somebody in the group, hey, where's a good place to take a girl on a date at? Okay. But when you live out here, the best way, because I really don't even check Tinder like that, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. The real best way to meet Colombian women is simply being out and about, the grocery stores, the parks, the gyms. That's the best place to run into a Colombian woman. And they're gonna all approach you. So you have these women that work in these grocery stores as like little salesmen. They work within the aisles, and they will open a dialogue with you. And one of the key things to say, let you know right now, give you a quick little game before we get off the show, is to say, hey, I don't know much Spanish. My Spanish is un poco aprendiendo español. I'm going to learn Spanish, and I can teach you English. That right there goes so far, you'll be surprised, bro. I don't even care if they got a boyfriend. They're going to be like, oh, I want to learn English because English is the king's language. So they're like, oh, I want to learn English. Because if they learn English, you know, like the girl I met with yesterday, the AfroLatina, she learned English so she can, because she builds websites. Because she speaks English, she can go to places like Fiverr, right? And she can get more money. She can get American money. You feel me? So a lot of people want to learn English. And they want to be able to visit the States. So that's always a little key opener that I teach you English, teach me Spanish. Then she's going to start texting you. Then you're going to meet up. Now, keep in mind, the women out here are extremely flaky. They're not going to probably date with you like maybe the first week or two. But you take her out, it's not going to be none of the stuff that we have to go through in the States with the dates. Okay, you know how you go on a date in the States, you spend about $200-300, and she give you the reach around hug and say, thanks, I had a good time. You might say, call me when you get home. You don't even get a call when she gets home because she's with another dude. They don't really do it like that out here. You know, what they do is if they go out with you, they're genuinely interested in you, right? And some of it will even pay for your meal, you know, to show you that they're interested in you. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. So even if she flakes, don't give up too soon. You know, it might take you a month or two. Keep conversating. If you have the time, keep conversating with her. They want to know how your day going. You gotta ask them, hey, how's your day going? How do you feel? I think it's como te sientes. You know, how do you feel today? You know, all these little things they want to check in. They want to know that you're just not a guy out here smashing too many women, because these guys out here, they got a nice little team. And they're going to assume that you have a team already because you're American. So you got to kind of separate yourself from that, because what the girls say, and I've heard this several times, the girls say that all Americans do is come out here, snort Tusi, and get with papagos. And like even my girlfriend, she thinks every girl is a papago. That's a papago. I'm like, yo, it's a waitress. So I just assume that she's a papago, you know. So they be throwing little shots and everything. But it's just so many beautiful women out here. The game is on your side. Okay, you don't have to rush. You don't have to stunt. You don't have to impress, because the jury doesn't go far out here in Colombia. It's romance goes far. I'm gonna let you know. Knowing salsa in Spanish goes 10 times farther than any chain or any jury that you will ever wear. Wear with a genuine Colombian woman. I'm letting you know that right now, because they're gonna make you dance. Okay, I don't care. They're gonna stay on you. And I'll be like, you know, nobody. I don't feel like dancing. I can't dance. They don't want to hear it. Oh, you gonna dance? Shout out to my bro, Citizen Luke. Citizen Luke gonna get out there and get that salsa going anytime. But yeah, man. As a matter of fact, if you really want to impress Colombian women, you know, dress nice. That's a given. But take a few salsa classes, bro. That's gonna. You'll get all the women. If you're an American that knows salsa, you're gonna get all the women in the spot. You'll get all the women. As soon as you get out there, you know, I'm not a big dancer, but as soon as you get out there and start doing all that, shout out to my boy Machiavelli, you know, just get out there and do all that little stuff and do a little spin around, they're gonna start, and they're gonna crowd over. You're gonna take every dude's girl you're gonna take. You know, they want to dance. They really want to dance out here. So yeah, fellas. Once again, thanks for checking in. We were about an hour. Appreciate you, brothers. Like I say, If you come to Colombia, man, make sure you check in. I got a prize coming up for you guys as well. We're moving up here in Colombia, so you're gonna have a place to check in when you get here. You know, a specific place to check in, man. Because I know a lot of guys, they fly in, and sometimes their rooms are not ready. Sometimes they want to fly in and get a BMT shirt right away. So we got a little something going on, but you can come on in, come straight to the shop, and then chop it up, give you a rundown, and then, you know, have a good time, stuff like that. So guys, once again, join the private, well, almost semi-private Black Men Travels 2.0 Facebook group. Peace.